Anyway, this is the only time I've ever done a transparent cover, but I thought it really worked on this one. This paper is called UV Ultra 2. It's a translucent paper that has that quote from it was about Heraclitus. You can't step twice in the same river because as you step it's changing, you know, since it's about change. And the idea with this was to take one plate and change it each time, reduce it or do, but that element didn't show up in the book very keenly. It just, like, see, this is the same plate and I scraped out this part. And
what's the title of this book?
About change, about change about.
And the date?
The date was 1988 when it was finished.
Did you do that here or at Nexus?
Did it here, did all of it. I've done all of my books here except for Hopeless Go, that was done in 1986, and Lex Flex, as it was closing.
Yeah, these are all totally handmade books.
Yeah,
you
totally.
Print.
Handbound.
Handbound.
And you know, spots where this was glued on there. The string was glued on there. Was binding. You know, each book kind of tells you how it should be bound.
Now, this was done on your letterpress, and then how were the images done?
Then this is letterpress and etching press. You know, this of course is.
And then hand manipulation, as in the holes that are punched. So are all the books identical, or when you do something by hand, does it change slightly from one?
Well, they are, you know, like all printmaking, they vary just a little bit. Each one is just very slightly, but you aim for them to be sort of the same. I don't know how much this one is. This one is also etching and letterpress, and it has a different binding. It has, if you can see, this has that traditional way of leaving an opening in there so it lays back so that the pages lay back easily. And so, you know, I printed this on the letterpress and laminated it to the board. And this Retell the Tale, I don't know really where I got that. It is a quote from D.H. Lawrence. Don't trust the artist, trust the tale. And there's some other thing. Anyway, that is in part of this somewhere. I don't know how much of it you want to read, but I kind of like the way this opening pages come together.
And I see some stitchery, so you also use a sewing machine?
Yeah, it has to be a sewing machine to make it firm, you know, firmly connected. Like most of my work, I guess, it deals with current, what's going on in the world, my response. Like artists, we artists do, is respond to the world and ask questions. And I think of art as research, kind of.
Reading your books, they're very musical in the way that that they rhyme or crescendo or up and down. Yeah, I have a big feeling for the visual aspects of music. Yeah, I'm not a musician, but like sacred harp singing. Just, you know, there are passages that like this didn't just happen. I tried a couple other ideas in this area, and then I thought that fitted better. Now there was one former etching, but my favorite ones are these
two in the middle of the book because they are kind of like communicating across the gutter of the.
With all the writing, where does that come from? Does the writing come to you as you're creating the book? Or
Yeah.
do you journal a lot and
I
use the writing that you?
Well, I do some research, and I do sit and think and write down ideas. Just sit at this table with a big carpenter pencil and just sort of write the ideas before I start any actual work on the book, like sitting in front of the type cabinet. Every phase of it is creative, so it it gets changed a lot, and it's not a story, an ongoing connected story. It's kind of it's just a body of ideas, kind of. They leaf blowers.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted these pages to feel like they were floating in the middle, and so the only way I knew to do it was to make little straps to, have them sort of hinge. And yeah, I won't go into the text part, but anyway. And here's more of that little transfer paper with these drawings done with left-handed with my eyes closed, and they're just, that pitiful doggy and this, and this, I love this. This I stole it, I guess you'd say, from the ring show at the Olympics. That wonderful, the infinite. In the infinite I reach for the uncreated. I have touched it. It is wider than wide. Everything else is too narrow. You know this well, you who are also there. Don't you feel that, Annette, when you work your art? Because it's not there, and then all of a sudden it is. This was the one that Annette helped me get some funding for. It was done in 1999, and it actually deals a little bit with aging. That was kind of was sort of partly behind the idea of muse measures, because our muse all our lives, I think we sort of get led around by our muse, and as you age, you have a sort of, things sort of shift a little bit or a lot, or what. Anyway, these images were composed on a copy machine. I just took a feather and and put, I drew this by, I probably did that by hand. Anyway, and just copied some of them are better. This was letterpress. After this was printed offset. This was printed offset. These images on this side. My language it's abstract. It really fascinates me.
Shall we walk around in your garden?
Yeah, we could.